Hello, welcome everyone to 2021 ANTA AGM. This is Tauleswar Chaudhary, ANTA Joint Secretary. We just started our AGM, so enjoy our AGM.
So I'm here only to introduce our spokesperson for today, our MC, our host. She's a beautiful, hardworking, intelligent, smartest person I know. Her name is Namrata Rao. She's actually from Janakpur, and she's here working as a postdoctoral research scientist in Cincinnati Children's Hospital. And she's equally deserving of everything that she has achieved today so far. And I just wanted to introduce Namrata Rao to all of you in order to kick off the event. So here you go.
Thank you, Sunena. That was kind of you. Okay. So, as we all know, we are living in unprecedented time, and the COVID has created havoc in the last 2 years. So we gathered over here on behalf of ANTA for the annual general meeting, and we'll be talking about what ANTA has done in past 2 years and what we are trying to do, how we're going to progress. So we gathered here. It's a formal meeting, I get it, but we're going to be casual on the term of what we have done, what we're going to do, and how we're going to pass this to the new generation. So we can come up with a constructive mechanism to progress further down the road. So one thing that I want to say before even I start is thank you all for the privilege of your time, because I know we all have a very busy schedule over here in the United States. So thank you, and I'm very appreciative of all of your time today to make it happen for ANTA's annual general meeting. Also, this meeting is special to me as well, because what's intriguing when we were talking as a CEC was like we want to enhance the inter-community discussion. So be it NRN, be it ANA. So we want to have a dialogue going on. Eventually, we all belong to one, that is Nepal. So we want to enhance that dialogue. So we have an esteemed panel of guests over here, and even before I start calling upon our guests, I would like our president, Mrs. Aparajita Jha ma'am, to take the chairperson role over here. Ma'am. Yes.
Thank you so much.
And then I'm going to call upon our chief guest, Dr. Karki. He is well known in our community, but I just want to give one line statement, because if I start to give his introduction, I might need a couple of hours. He is right now Commissioner of Governor Commission on South Asian American Affairs. So Dr. Karki, please. It just got up. Then we have Mrs. Prabha Bhattrai Deuza. She is the serving president of ANS, honorary representative of Nepal Tourism Board, chairperson of Multicultural Board, and she is also a volunteer at Juvenile Detention Center. And also one thing, she is my personal favorite. I got to work with her in one of the seminars. Then, third one on our list is my another personal favorite, Mr. Kiran Sitaula. He is the vice mayor of Indian Head County. So, please, Mr. Sitaula. Then, the fourth one we have is Jay Mandal. Yeah. Again, he is not in need of any introduction, because he is our founder, one of the founders of ANTA. He has been a crucial person in organizing any event. We cannot be where we are without him. So a big round of applause for Mr. Jai Mandal and all our guests. So as we have all the guests over here, I would request our chief guest to please come over here and let the Diya
Alright, audience. So entire gym just started. So we starting only welcome our guests. We're gonna start the inauguration program. So just stay with us and enjoy our entire gym 2021.
One more chair, German, you get a chair. Yeah. We're getting the chair. Slide for the So we might have to squeeze in a little bit because if you guys don't mind for 30 seconds. Squeeze in. Yeah. Sure, thank you. JD, please take a seat.
Alright, audience, our chief guest said they're ready to start their speech. So stay with us and enjoy our Inter 2021 AGM.
So we'll start this with our national anthem, first for USA and then followed by the Nepal. So can we have all the kids at the front, please? Just the national anthem, please come over.
Guys, our Inter program already started about 20 minutes ago. So our Inter kids, kid volunteer, they're gonna do the national anthem. So stay with us.
Don't lean on the screen, it's going to fall down.
Yes. Come forward.
Hold mic for you, no?
Good singing. What's your name? Rachel. Rachel.
Thank you all. That was humbling. Now, I have some housekeeping requests. I won't say rules. We have all of us gathered over here, so we want to hear most of you. So let's stick to our timing so we can hear from most of you. I do not want to say that it is rules or something like that. Just like be mindful and respect each other's times. So now. Now, I would like to request our chief guest, Dr. Karki, to come to the podium, please, and I would like Sunaina to hand over the flower. Thank you, Dr. Karki. Now, can I please request you to come over to the podium and give us a few words for ANTA and for us? Also, we are going live on DC Nepal.
Good morning, everyone. I'm very happy to be here today on chair, distinguished guests, दाजु भाइ and दिदी बहिनीहरू सबैमा मेरो हार्दिक अभिवादन। This is very unusual for me because usually the chief guest is the last one to speak, summarizing everyone, but being the first one to speak, it gives one added advantage. Because when you're the last one to speak, a lot of things you want to say, somebody has already said it. This time, I can say anything I want because I don't have to worry about, oh, somebody already has said it. Now it's for them to worry about what I said and not to repeat it. So thank you very much for giving me that opportunity. I really thank you very much for that. You know, I have been a very strong supporter of ANTA right from its beginning. I miss my friends, Mukesh Singh, Ratan Jha, and Mandal is here of the original group, but I don't see the original group. I miss them. If they are listening, I want to tell them that you are the one who created this group. This is your child, this is your baby. It's up to you to make sure that you nurture and nourish them. You should be coming here. Because I go to all the groups, that I was a member, I was a founding member, I go there because I find that that's my baby and it's my responsibility to make sure that I'm there to support everyone. So I hope my friends, you are listening to me, and I hope next time I would like to see you here. Because it's a responsibility, everyone, the elders have the responsibility, and the youngers have theirs also. So we've got to make sure that since this is the session about youngsters being more active, this is a time that we should show how to be a role model by making sure that the elders do our part, then only we can expect the younger to do their part. This year's theme is passing the baton to the new generation. Me, as you know, professionally, I specialize in geriatrics. I studied under Franklin T. Williams, who is considered the father of US geriatrics. He used to say, aging is not a factor of how many years you are, it's a question of how you think. If you think you are too old, if you are 40, you are too old. If you are 80s, you are young, you are young. So I'm 75. I still look at 50-year people and say, look at that old man. And people look at that. And that's very, very true. It's not a question of how old you are. It's a question of how you think. Are you open to other people's suggestions? Are you willing to listen? Are you in the forefront? This is what makes you the new generation. It doesn't matter if you are 15-year-old and you start thinking like the old times, saying, I come from this caste, I come from that region, this and that doesn't make you young. You have to come with your ideas. Coming to that one, I think one of the things we have to teach is leadership is something nobody comes born. We have to teach people leadership skills. We have to train them. So it's the responsibility for ours to make sure that young people are trained, we give them proper training, we show them all how to do that. And one of the things I learned is I was very active in my professional pharmacy. I belonged to 5 different organizations, and that's what I learned, ABCs of organization. I started with Robert's rule. I start with, like, in my one, if this starts at 10, there will be red light, green light, light goes green, so I have to go and present exactly at 10, otherwise I'll miss it. Then when the light comes yellow, that means it's time for me to sum up. At the red light, I have to stop. So I learned it hard way, how to be punctual, how to do exact thing the way. So I had to rehearse. I used to rehearse exactly, looking at my watch, saying, did I do my 10 minutes or not? I practice and practice. Nobody's perfect. Everybody has to practice. The reason we couldn't start on time is nobody came here yesterday looking at how big is the hall and part of the preparation. Nobody came here at 7 a.m. to start preparing. The reason is the advanced team has to make preparation. This is the skill we have to teach our younger. When I tell the younger saying be on time, I have to show them that I was on time. Kiran ji knows that I have a reputation that when people invite others at 8, they invite at 9. Because they say he comes up. So they tell me come after 1 hour. So the reason I'm saying that one is our community has to go out. Our community cannot stay isolated. We are in the United States. Here the networking is very important. We have to learn how to interact with people. We have to learn how to work with other people. And from that point, when I see here people from ANTA I say, who are the people? Who are the organization tables? Who are the people from other countries, Southeastern countries? Because in this world, we cannot do anything without support and without networking from the Americans here, the South Asians and other countries, because for us to go forward, we need to network with them. They've got to know who we are. Because because I know all the deputies here, and you know all of them, but you may be family oriented, you may have met them. So almost like saying, we are like Kuaku band Kuama. But it means that frog in a well. They know each other, they are very happy. But is that what helps us? No. We've got to know people outside our area. We need to feel comfortable with the people, and they've got to know who we are. Here I can see very talented people, young people doing doctorate, young people doing research. Very talented people are very proud to say these are people from my country. But other people have to know who you are. Other people, your neighbors, other people have to know also how good you are, how talented you are. Then only our community gets respect from each other. So I go everywhere I go to, like Kiranji knows, I tell them that it's high time that we start inviting people to our meetings so that they see who we are, what a talented people we are, how much trained people we are, and we have contributed a lot to this country. And the people here who are talented, they got to know also that we didn't come here just to make some money and living. We came here and contributed a lot to this country's development. We have contributed a lot to our infrastructure of this country. So we have as much equal right to say we belong to this country, we need our share, we need to have a say in how this country is run also. So this can happen, so people have to know who we are, how talented we are, how hardworking we are. So I hope we'll make an ambition of inviting our neighbors, inviting from other countries to our meetings to know who we are, and then we've got to teach our children, young people also, how to interact with them. If the young people also started isolating only among themselves, then we didn't make any change. For us to make any change, we got to teach our people how to interact. One thing I would say Nepalese is, we are a very patriarchal society, very hierarchical society. Whatever I say must go. If you disagree with me, no. So in most of the organizations, the same thing happens. If they disagree, then one group goes out and forms their own and parallel organization. This has happened to your organization. This has happened to other organizations, and some of the very old, very stiff organizations have gone that way, and where are they? They are almost extinct. The reason is we have to learn how to work with differences, how to negotiate, how to make compromises, how to go to people who think differently, who have different views, and we have to learn how to discuss, how to open forum and come to understanding somewhere in between. And this is a skill we must have. Without this skill in this country, you cannot survive. You must know how to negotiate. Even if you have a job, you have to learn how to negotiate your promotion, how to negotiate your pay raise. All these things you have to learn how to negotiate. So I think we have to start teaching how to negotiate. We have to bring people who teach you leadership skills. We have to bring people who teach you how to negotiate. All these things I've learned in very hard way. I paid a very heavy price because in the permanent learning, slowly I started learning, but I paid my price, and I don't want my younger people to pay that price. An organization like this one must be a classroom for our youngsters. We must teach them all these things so that when they go out in the school, colleges, they can take leadership role because they have already learned all the skills they have. Then they will become leaders in their communities. They will become leaders in their organization. They will focus on organization because leadership is a skill that we must have. Leadership is a skill we must have. So one of the things we need to do is passing the baton to the young people. We must make sure that we have trained them. We're going to start having apprenticeship. Bring young people to the organization and say, okay, 3 of you, we want you to be leaders in the future, so you join our executive committee as apprentice. You'll be the one recording leaders. These things you teach them so that in 9-10 years they'll take leadership role. Otherwise, Kiranji knows that ANA what happens at one time during the break, and almost 3 generations didn't take part. So it went to the group that will be leader after 15 years, but they become the leader before 15 years. And as a result, what happened? The organization that was dominant is nowhere to be seen. The reason is we have to bring the people, we have to train them and make sure that they can handle it. So from that perspective, we have to start a practice of starting apprenticeship for our younger people. Let every member have one young people to mentor. So if you do that one mentorship, remember in our old age of rishis also, they used to call, people used to go to ashram and learn. The same way in this country also, we have clerkship, we have fellowship. That's what we do, fellowship. I used to have a fellow in psychiatry who used to be a doctor in psychiatry, and they come to me and work for me for 2 years. That's how they learned. So this fellowship is just the same way. We got to have fellowship, or clerkship, or apprenticeship in our organization, so that they know how to run the organization, and then we can pass the leadership to those. We must make sure that they're trained and they feel they're very fit, and then you can pass the baton. So it's a hard work, but you got to prepare everyone. Now, I am like a paradox in this country. I'm 75 years old. In that way, to a lot of people, I'm their father figure. I'm uncle. But at the same time, I went to school, I went to college here. So I went to the school, I went to whole program, I grew up here. So I think and I act more like a children because I was assimilated here. So from that perspective, I tell a lot of people, age-wise, I'm your father figure, but work-wise, I'm more like children because I have assimilated all the values in this one. I'm the one who listens to Beatles songs, all those things. I used to do what your teachers do. So from that perspective, I can see this unity between the parents and the children. I can see that one. Now, one thing that have happened is somehow coming from Nepal, we give so much emphasis to science. We want all our children to become doctors, engineers, otherwise they fail. Whereas in this country, being a democratic country, here public figures are highly regarded. In Nepal, if somebody from my family went to politics, I would say, what is that thing to do? How come he's getting rotten? Whereas here, if someone goes into politics, it's something to be proud of. So one thing I have learned here is, if you're in a democratic country, you must train your children to be much more active in the mainstream. And I'm here to tell you that the first person Nepali to be elected to the elected office, Kiran Sitola is here. Kiran, thank you very much. You are a pioneer. You are the one who dogged the Sano Goreto Chinne Bhandari Dhungama. He did that one so that eventually there will be a highway, then our youngsters can follow him. So being a pioneer, now we have almost 5-7 people who have followed his track. This year there are 3 more people who are contesting the election for the assembly, state assemblies. So Kiran, we really owe a lot to you because you made that happen. Right now, like you know that after all this organization, one thing we Nepali have to remember is we should know how to retire. In Nepal, we never retire. If you are in politics, you are already prime minister. If you are in Nepali organization, you are already president. If that changes, you go and open another organization, become a president, another president. That must stop. Like Kiran knows that when I was president of ANA from 1997 to 2001, then I said I won't take any position in any organization in Nepali University. And I have served in more than 20 organizations. I've served election committees, I've served the violence committee, but I've never taken a position. Because for me, taking that position is snatching that position from another youngster who deserves it. So for me, that is very sacred. We need to know how to retire. So that I know President is listening to me. For that one, the same thing is, I tell them, there are so many things to do in this country. You don't have to retire and do nothing. You know, for the last 20 years almost, I've been doing I always found something to be involved. Last election, I was involved in campaigning for Biden. The reason is I realized that at that time, I really felt the democracy was at stake. Not only that one, I think if Trump had won, most probably who would have thought, shall we stay in this country or what to do? Because democracy was really at stake at that time. For the people, non-white people, it was a very, very risky and tough time. So from that perspective, I said, this is the big things at stake. We must take part in the politics. So we formed a group with collaboration with Nepalese and Bhutanese, and we decided to campaign only in states where the small majority makes a big difference, battleground states. So we campaigned in 6 states, and I'm proud to tell you that in 2 states, the Nepali group made a difference. Place where Biden won only by 10-15,000, it was the Nepali vote of 15,000 that made the difference. So even a small place, vote counts. Like in Baltimore, our county, the county executive won the primary by 7 votes. So every vote counts. So never think that your vote doesn't count. Every vote counts. And so by campaigning that one, news spreads. So this time the candidate for governor, others have approached me saying, we want your group to involve. Because they know that all the small in number, we are very active. We take part, we take it very seriously. So I have formed a 503c4 organization called Pan-Nepali American National Council. It's a not-for-profit, non-partisan group, whereby what we do is we train people about how to take citizenship, how to register, how to vote, and how to take leadership role. Then I have joined the South Asians for America, a larger group of Indians, Pakistanis, Nepalese, all these, whereby we have formed a commitment that anywhere in Nepali country's elections, not only in our group, but the whole South Asian for America group will go and campaign for him, to support him. In return that any candidate from that group or Nepali group will support. So I appeal to all of you to be very active. Something like that one. The reason is, if you don't contest, like one friend of mine last time said, look, I don't want to contest, I may lose. I told him, if you don't contest, you already lost it. So don't get afraid of losing. And Harry, that I campaigned, Harry's campaign, the first one we lost. But we learned our lesson.
Just joined.
We learned
You
our
can hear
lesson,
Dr. Sam
what we
Karki
do, and next time we won.
is
So
talking
always,
about
losing
ANTA
is a
and
great
how
learning lesson. Don't
yacht
be afraid of losing.
would
If you
play a
don't
role
lose, you
in
never
empowering
win.
ANTA.
So from that perspective,
He's our chief guest
again,
for today's
I
program.
tell you, I'm very happy to be able to come here and talk to you. I want to share some of my experiences, and I want to tell you that
And
never
also
give
wanted
up.
to let everybody
Be
know who
involved,
just joined.
be
This is
engaged, because if you are not
ANTA's
engaged, like in Maryland,
Annual
around
General
50
Meeting for
million is set aside for
2021.
minorities. You know where the money comes from? Money comes from your and my taxes. So the Nepali community doesn't apply for grants, that money goes to other communities. And I keep on telling my friends that it's just like a pickpocket took your wallet. Because the money that I put in that share, I didn't get it. Somebody got it. It's almost,
ANTA
look
is,
at that one from the point that somebody picked
by
your
ANTA,
pocket,
it's
took your wallet.
America's
So money is there,
first
your taxes. So if the
foreign
community doesn't go and
association
ask for it, then somebody
founded in
takes it.
2005.
So we've got to
16
learn
year
in this democracy
ANTA.
how to
Anybody
actively
who is
part, how to advocate for our
needs to know
group,
who
and we've got to
needs
teach
to
our
see this,
children
please
that
feel
they
free to
must
share
be
with their
active.
friends and families.
And that we do by holding, I hope you hold coaching classes, I hope you hold legislators like any group like this. I would have recommended invite one of the legislators from this group so it comes and speaks here. The reason is that's a good way of networking. Like anywhere I go, we do that one. Like we wanted to build a temple. The people
Let me take you
filed
to
a case,
our chief
we
guests.
will, but the county is believed and governor. We knew them, we invited them to inaugurate our temple. This way what happened is,
This is
they
our
won't
own
give us
president.
citation. The reason is, when you first inaugurate the place, how can you come and give a citation? Everybody, same kind of bureaucracy goes here. So this networking is very important. So next meeting, I want to see more youngsters from here, more one. And the third thing I ask is, I used to go to NRN meeting, and I call. I used to tell the leadership saying, I see all of you are here, great, but where are your wives? They're not here. Here I see most of you, but I tell this. I keep on saying, where are the children, where are the family members? Remember, the reason is participation in a group like this must be family activity. So they should know that this is as good as going to the wedding, as good as going to another family one. This is a community one. It's very important for the community. So, lastly, again, I want to thank you very much for inviting me. I thank you very much for listening to all these comments. I have a way of saying, because of my age, I get right to tell not very sweet things. I can tell some bitter things because coming from me, you will accept it. So from that perspective, I said there's some very nice things about you. Some things maybe not very nice, but I hope you'll take it in a good sense and make sure that you will rectify those things. So next time I want to see more families, more children, more workshops for children on how to get involved. That way, things become much more fun and leadership comes. Thank you very much again. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your words of wisdom. Oh my God, you touched on all the points that we had on the agendas. From mentor-mentee to inter-community dialogue, and also like how we need to work in solidarity to come up with a good outcome. Thank you so much. Also, you hinted on one of our heroes and pioneer in public service. So without any further ado, I want to invite Mr. Kiran Sidola. I didn't mention, but हजुरलाई जुन ल्याङ्ग्वेजमा बोल्न मन लाग्छ अपने सबकी जे भाषामा बाजेकी मन हुई अपने सब पाइ सकेछि. So Mr. Kiran Sidola, can we have you on the podium? And Sunaina, can you hand over the bouquet, please?
Sunaina's teacher was my elementary school best friend. So Sudarshan Das Shrestha, when I grew up in Bhaktapur, from grade 1, 2, 3, 4, with the small kids playing on the streets, in Darwar Square in Bhaktapur, I had the best childhood of any kid would have. And we used to play together. We were Cub Scouts. We had awesome time. And Sunaina came and introduced herself that she was the student of Sudarshan Das Shrestha. It just melted my heart. And this is total family reunion for me. Obviously, my connection with ANTA also goes back to Columbus days. In 1996 or 97, when ANTA had its meeting at that time, and they were like, hey, we are looking for people, life membership to join. The cost is, I believe it was $100, but if you pay $20 now, we'll take you in.
And that's what happened. And if you remember that what happened going on. So I was a student. We didn't have money. I did have $20. I signed up and I became that life member right there and paid my dues. Thank you so much. That was the good news. The bad news was nobody else contacted me after I became a member until Aparaj that day. There was no inclusion. All along, it was just exclusion, no email, no looking out for membership. She was the first person who went through the list, and when she tried to run for election, she said, "Can I count on your support?" And right then and there, I knew ANTA was going to go on a different path and had a different mission, different leadership. Thank you. And no matter what other people said, we are too small of a community to be divided. We need to stick together. Dr. Karki had said before, he's always considered there's strength in numbers. This country works on analytics, it works on data, it works on your public opinion, it works on your participation. The price that we pay for our freedom is a good citizenry that is active and that participates to protect that democracy. And that is what Dr. Karki, all the community leaders, through handover ceremonies like this, will participate. If you wanted a different society, you can choose North Korea, you can choose Cuba, there are other options out there. You can choose Russia for the matter, you can choose China, but that is not who we are. Even in small level organizations like that, we have elections, we select our elected leaders, and we move on to the next generation. And I am very, very pleased to see the amount of activities. One of the things that this ANTA leadership during their tenure did, they promoted cultures, they promoted art exhibitions, they had opportunities for children to participate in putting the community hours and get the presidential awards and leadership they wanted. And I have been very in tune and very, very pleased with ANTA. I can't wait for next generation of leadership like Sunaina, Namrataji. The next generation of leaders that is coming through this pipeline is what gives us hope, what gives us opportunity, but what is something that we must do? Again, democracy requires your participation. Democracy has a cost, it does not come for free. So every time there's elected leaders or there's somebody who is trying to get elected comes up to your door knocking for assistance, give them your time, give them your finance, give them more. There is, Harry G will not win if we don't support him no matter where you are in the US, because he's the only Nepali candidate at the state level. Let's find the next person so that he can move on to the national level. Somebody can replace him at the state level, somebody can replace me at the local level, but we want our next generation of kids to come through. One of the prime examples was, there is a place in Annapolis called Dealer's Corner. What exactly it means is there is where the drug dealers deal. It's a community where the drug dealers come and they exchange whatever drugs they're supposed to. I took my daughter, she's 12 years old, a few months ago, in a camp, not because I was afraid, but because my 12-year-old daughter needed to see true America. The America at its best, the America at its lowest, the America at its crossroads, an America that really needs help. Only when you go to communities like that. So we went door-to-door knocking campaign, handing out flyers. We saw our African American brethren, we saw our Caucasian brethren, and they were very surprised to see us, the brown people walking in a black neighborhood soliciting votes. But you know what? This is America. We are all in it together. This boat, a rising tide, And Annapolis is a very good example. Rising tide lifts all boats. No? Or it will sink all of us. So it is very important that we make an outreach to the community. We have consistently noticed ANTA has made progress, not enough yet, because right now we are only being represented here by Bhandari and Tarayan community. We still missing Himalayan community. It is very, very important that we continue to make that outreach for next generation, that we continue to involve Himalayan community as well. And like Dr. Karki said, we need to continue to bring the folks that are here, the African American community, the Asian American community, the white community, the elected officials. That is what is going to make us better. That is what is going to expand our horizons. That is what is going to help us get recognized and help us move forward. I believe all other major activities, concepts, thoughts, ideas have already been covered by Dr. Karki. But one thing that I do want ANTA to focus, and that has been, we have ANTA, the membership has been treated very, very, very unfairly by the Nepali government. We have not had one single ambassador of Tarai origin in the United States in all of these years. We need to focus, be united. I don't care how corrupt this person is going to be, male or female, but we want somebody from Tarai, the next ambassador in the United States. We need to continue to make that campaign, we need to make that official, that we need it. So I would urge a united voice to make sure it is only when you have this hand. We can't continue to send a Muslim leader just in Saudi Arabia and hope that the country is divorced. We can't continue to send a bomb all the time, forever in the US saying that as if it is their birthright. No. We have equally capable person from Tarai origin. We have equally educated, capable foreign service people, officers who are there. So let us unite, let us make a unified voice. There's one thing that the outcome should be that we want the next ambassador to the United States to come from Tarai, and I believe female. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Oh my God, that was amazing. Talking from solidarity, representation, and how at the
Well, I
end
guess that
we
is
all
very
are
sweet.
grounded
Just
in
the rest of
United
this
States. We
speech,
from Tarai,
falling
we
like
from
a mist
Bhandari,
from
from
the
Himalaya.
have to
We
be
all are
from
grounded, and we
Tarai.
cannot
So
repeat
that's
that
very good
unless
news
we
for
stand in
ANTA,
solidarity.
for Tarai.
Thank you so much. And yes, you are the pioneer in the field. We'll have so many going into the public service. Thank you so much. So now we have next one, my personal favorite that I already told, Mrs. Prabha Bhatrai Deuja. I got to work with her briefly on one of the webinars and I just love her. So, Ashok, could you please hand over the bouquet to her? Thank you. So, ma'am, can we have you at the podium, please? Thank you.
Without the glass, I can't see, so it's kind of like hit and miss for me. So sometimes it's closing, sometimes I can't see, sometimes I see. ANTA President, Town of Head Vice Mayor, Chief Guest, various representatives from organizations, institutions, media partner, other distinguished guests, and our Nepalese community. Namaste and good morning. I guess actually by now, more. First and foremost, thank you for the invitation for this event. Aparsaji. As most of you know, American Nepal Society is the oldest organization in the United States. It was established in 1967 and has been a pillar in our Nepalese community since. I am so proud to say that beginning, the elected president of this organization has been one of the greatest achievements. When I first announced running for the presidency, empowering our younger Nepalese community was forefront of my campaign. And I can say now, after 4 years of presidency, that we have done exactly that. I'm humbled to have watched so many of our youth grow and flourish under our organization. And I'm so happy to see many other organizations do the same for our younger Nepalese population. In ANS, 15% of our engagement comes from our youth. And almost every event we host is coordinated by our youth as well. It is one thing to teach our children how to lead, but it is another thing to watch them actually do it. It has been my honor to watch so many members of our younger Nepalese community to become incredible leaders. For some, it is looked at as a volunteer organization simply. But throughout my term, I have realized it's so much more than that. The time from our member and volunteers alike have resulted in strengthening our community, networking, and building relationship and doing a good for the greater good. Especially, our youth have been taking these volunteer opportunities and have made it their own. Our ANS team has made continuous effort to pass the torch to the next generation, and whom we are confident will lead us forward into the next era. To our future leaders, you have a light so much stronger and brighter that you cannot even imagine. And know that I see it and I believe it in you. I'm grateful to lead such established and united organization, and I look forward to seeing you for next generation to lead us forward. And thank you all.
Thank you so much.
Our advocate just finished his speech on
You hit it on
way.
very good point
Now
that we have the
spokesperson Dr.
enormous of light in front of us. We can see farther by standing on all of your shoulders. So you have been there, so we can see further down now. So thank you for all those words. Now we have our very own founder member of ANTA, Mr. J. Mandalji. Can you hand over the floor to him, please?
I'd like to bring some moment.
Thank you so much. Can you have
Jai Shri Ram. Hare Krishna. I'm going to speak in several languages because I speak several languages. As a very beautiful and very qualified our MC, so that you can speak in whatever language. So I'm going to speak about जुन language मा अलिकति मन लाग्छ म अलिअलि मेरो स्टोरी भन्ने छु र मेरो स्टोरीसँगै मेरो यो एन्टाको स्टोरी एउटा जर्नी भन्यो मैले आज ल्याउने विचार गर्दैछु यहाँ. So first of all, I'd like to dear chairwoman for this today's ANTA General Meeting AGM, dear very very respected special guest, chief guest, Dr. Karki. I feel that he is Bhishma Pitama of Nepali diaspora in America. You know, he is Uncle Sam. He's not that one IRS only. He's Sham. You know, like Krishna. I very first time I met him in one of those ANA convention, and you know, at that time I was in Chicago, and he said, you know, when you have time, visit my house in Rochester. That time I didn't know what is Rochester. I would like to also recognize very first pioneer public servant, Aiden. Mayor is my favorite, Kiran Sitolaji. And हाम्रो यो अर्गनाइजेसनमा नेपाली Mrs. Prabha Bhattrai Devdaji. Thank you for coming. This is called, Dr. Karki was talking about the integration. And I would like to recognize one of the other program. This program will not be successful because there are so many people in the back end they work. I would like to recognize Arvind Jhaji. You know, when everybody yesterday we were talking, he was making this stage thing happen. So you know, this program happening because of you and so many other volunteers. Really, I would like to thank also brother and sisters, भाइयों बहनों जो आप बहुत जगह से आए हैं, कोई टेक्सास से आए हैं, कोई मिनेसोटा से आए हैं. I would like to recognize you, and also I would like to recognize Ariel ji. This is what I envisioned. That idea of the ANTA was since the beginning of my life. I have been changing the identity because being born in Nepal in Tarai region. So very first time my childhood was like you know, I was in Chitwan, which is a melting pot of Nepal. तपाईको चितवनमा प्रत्येक एरियाबाट मान्छे आएर बसेको छन्. So मैले मेरो 1 क्लास 2 क्लास त्यहाँ पढ्दाखेरि I feel like you know, do I belong to there? I have to introduce, I have to really you know, explain that who I am. So then what happens then, my dad used to work in a bank. He has to transfer every 2 years. So it's like then I go another country. It's like a different language speaking because Nepal is so diverse even in Tarai Madhesh. So then his transfer got like Barajila. So Barajila is pretty much Bhojpuri. So Maithili speaking, Bhojpuri speaking, it was kind of, I was changing the identity again. So I'm a Maithili bolne ki Bhojpuri bolne ki ke bolne. So then after what happened, my dad got transferred again to Rolpa, so Himal, right? So now you go in like Chura region to Tarai, now you go to Himal. So that time my dad said, okay, it's too much for you, so you know, you're changing school every 2 years, it's no good. So then I went back to my place, Rajbiraj Saptari. मेरो घर चाहिँ सप्तरी राजविराज गाउँ छ एउटा बेलिचा पेना म त्यहाँको हो. Then after that, I studied in Kathmandu. So Kathmandu was again my Amrit Science campus. It's like very hard to get admission, and you get like admission if you are one of the top students from that area. So then again, it's identity crisis. So first of all, then what happened? So then again, coming to going to China, I did a scholarship. Went to China. I did my masters and. In computer science, a bachelor there. I have a diploma in Mandarin. I speak Mandarin. So then I went to China. I say, I'm from Nepal. They will say, no, you don't look like Nepali. You are from India. You know. So now you see the identity crisis. Then go to the Delhi airport. You see your passport. The guy say, look at you. They again look at you. So कहाँ से है भाई? हम नेपाल से. अरे नेपाल जैसे तो दिखते नहीं हो. नेपाली लोग ऐसे नहीं होते हैं. So now again crisis. Then you go in Kathmandu, in Malpot office or whatever. Then say, सीधा भैया कहाँ से हैं? मतलब सीधा तपाईँलाई फोन गर्छ हैन, गफ गर्छ. म नेपाली हो, म सप्तरी तराईको हो. नेपालमा पनि crisis. So this is like crisis and crisis for identity, who I am. Then I finally, decided, okay, I need to go where everybody is accepted, everybody you can be belonging. Then finally landed in United States of America, where I said, oh, I can see here, I belong here. So this identity crisis, always was a kind of subconscious mind ma jaile pani huntyo. So finally I come to America. I came here with H1 visa. Very few Nepali comes with the working. So I landed here, and then I knew nobody. And my first boss, he was an American guy here. Then he said, do you know anybody? I said no. Then he put me in the very first roommate was a Japanese guy. And he's speaking, I thought he speaks Japanese, Chinese, then I used to speak Chinese. Then I'm like, I want to impress this guy, I was going to speak him. But he's Japanese American, he doesn't speak those languages. So, short story, so then I need to know the people here. As Dr. Karki was saying, everything is about network. Because it is who you know, and you have to, I always go different city. And so then I started networking, went to, that time, that was the biggest organization called ANA, Sister Nepalese America, and they used to have big 4th of July conventions. So then, very first time, I said, okay, I need to know some Nepalese, so where I can go? So I went to Denver, that was in 2003. And then 2003, the seed of ANTA started. What happened? Just like Kiranji was saying, we have to appreciate each other. We have to be different. We have to recognize. We have to enjoy other people's culture, language. So what happened? How the ANTA got this is one of the very key reasons. So it was a ANA party in Denver. That time convention chair was Navin Dadji. He is from Saptari. Tarayan, leading the major Pahari kind of that time organization. And it was a dance party. And dance party, I say, hey, Dai, एक-दुईवटा हिन्दी गीत पनि बजाइदिनुस् न हामीलाई नाच्न मन लाग्छ हामी त तराईमा बस्ने मान्छे हिन्दी गीत सुन्छौँ हुन त हिन्दी गीत सबैले सुन्छ हैन यो नेपालीहरुको पार्टी हो यहाँ चाहिँ हिन्दी सिधी बज्दैन यो धोती हो भनेपछि द्याट ट्राइब्स लुक वी आर नेपाल भनेको तराई हो नेपाल भनेको पहाड हो नेपाल भनेको छोडे हो नेपाल भनेको शेर्पाहरुको हिमाल हो वी आर अल नेपाल दिस इज नट लाइक सो हामीलाई मनमा के आयो भने वी नीड टु एडुकेट वी नीड टु स्टार्ट द मिशन टु एडुकेट आवर फेलो नेपाली ब्रदर्स हे educate yourself. We are also Nepali. Next time I meet you, don't tell me which part of India are you from. So that was a kind of a small thing, kind of education, integration. Just like that is, I give a big credit to Dr. Sam Karki and their follow the leaders. So we said like, okay, we need to, ANA is a big organization, we need to tell them, hey, we are part of Nepal, and we belong to Madhesh, we are Taraians. So that's how the ANTA started. That time I met another co-founders, Ratanji, Lalijaji. ANMA is another big organization, where I met respected, attorney Mukesh Singh ji. And then that's how, so very first time we went to 2004 in Phoenix, Arizona, 2005 Dallas, त्यसपछि Boston तिरबाट then 2006 ANTA got founded, and then we are in a part of, you have seen ANTA has produced a lot of leaders. I feel that people are taking this is a big crowd for me. Please give a hand for coming from this was हामी ANTA सुरु गर्दाखेरि I have to go different convention to find one Madhesi, one guy is a Taraian. So just like AGM, Annual General Meeting, you have such a big gathering, it's like a big convention. I would like to thank, President Abdullah doing this for AGM. So it's really, ANTA has grown big time. Right now it's called 16th Solar Baraska. So the 2005, 2021. This is a big achievement for ANTA. Thank you for doing hard work. I was looking at this, how many webinars you have done, my God. This is like, even the CDC has not done that many webinars. So thank you for it. So that's showing that, ANTA is not just a physical body. ANTA it is a kind of, I feel that it is a movement for identification, identity, integration and empowerment. how do you say empowerment? You see that right now, the ANTA has given platform for so many leaders. For example, number one, Ratan Jaji. Ratan Jaji, before the ANTA was founding, he was not a big shot in ANA. So he came here, he contributed, he learned, he went up to become an NRNA, General Secretary, Treasurer. He is one of the big leaders. You see another one here, Sunil Shah. Sunil Shah, worked in ANTA so long. ANTA give, leadership, training platform, everything. He become NRNA USA president. He is running for now vice president for NRNA ICC. So there is many people like me. I was nobody. Nobody knew me. ANTA gave me that platform to serve. ANTA is the position here in ANTA is not about like a title. You come here. I see that how humble is Arvindji. Worked for the World Bank. How many Nepali works for? And he is here. Putting the tapes, giving people water. I said, oh my God, he is doing. I need to do something. At least I was making some cheer. So this is so much humbleness. You are here. So many people. Like you have a doctor, PhD, so smart people, but we do not claim as network, as Dr. Karki said. We need to go in this local community. We need to go in a Nepali community and talk, hey, look, we have this skill, we have this leadership, we can contribute for your organization. We can make the beautiful website. We can do the blood donation. We can go to the local community and say, hey, we are the productive, very qualified people. We can do something for your city, your county, even I think we need to think big. Why not tomorrow? Maybe, like Nepali or Madesi, Nepali senator or congresswoman, right? Or congressman. So there is definitely ANTA is a platform. Come here, grow here and go anywhere. I feel that whoever you think that, okay, in organization, if you are the president, if you are like in the board and you become general secretary, you become vice president, you become senior vice president, don't think that you automatic president. So that's the whole idea. Idea is not about, okay, this is my title, I go there, and I like to next. No. So the timing changes, new leadership come. This is very beautiful, you have a slogan here, time to pass the baton. From the beginning, the founder's goal was to create such bylaws that there is a very little influence of the founders. Even people say that the ANTA is in the pocket of founders. I think, let's see, I was a founding vice president, but we were there to help. If you fall down, we are there to help you, support you. I was not very active from 2010 till now. This is very first time I'm coming in for a long time, because I feel that the organization is here for 1-2 years. You have passion, you learn, you go where there has to be a recycle of the leadership. And that's how you grow. Because that's the thing, like even in a career, if you work for the company so long, you are not your salary is not going to increase. You have to go find out. Organization is like same. So here we have beautiful young leadership coming, and the current board has put together a platform to succeed to the next group of talented individuals. So I would like to applaud this work and this vision to taking ANTA to the more energetic and bigger second generation. That will be ultimate goal. When we are starting the organization, we had like 7 people, but that our vision was like how can we make we see like this, right? Just say in Nepal you have 50-50 population. नेपालमा तपाईको पहाडी समुदाय हिमालयको नभने 50 मधेसी 50 तराईको छ तर अमेरिकामा हेर्दाखेरि 5 and 95 छ. So we were reasons, how can we make like 10,000? How can we just pass on that GRE exam कहाँ हुन्छ, कुन scholarship, कुन कलेजमा चाहिँ scholarship पाउँछ. So you can come here, one person come in America, they impact 10 families. So now you have seen that right now many of you, just by coming to America, you have impacted so many people, your family members. That is already a growth. So I would like to conclude with my remarks is that ANTA भनेको एउटा movement हो. Whether you come, serve or you not come, your movement चलिरहन्छ. This will keep going. So I would like to appeal those people who came here, who served there, and then it was time something didn't work out with you, left. Please come back. We need a unity. आजको यो कलियुगमा there is only one power, which is power of unity. Power of unity भएर मात्र अगाडि बढ्न सक्छौँ. जस्तै कि तपाईको घरमा if you have family, your kids grown up, they go find their own company. You can go do your own organization, foundation, whatever. But still, ANTA is your mother. You come back home, it is your home. With that, I would like to appeal everyone, please come and support your home. You are never away from the home, wherever you are. The mother will always remember you, always love you, always care about you. And thank you for this opportunity, and God bless ANTA. And thank you again, all these leaders coming here. That's my inspiration. Thank you again.
The founders, Dr. Jayaram, speech.
Thank you so much, Mr. Manal. I second every word you said and I resonate with that. ANTA is movement, ANTA is emotion. Thank you so much. With that, I would like to call upon one of our very talented Harvard-trained doctor and ANTA's life member, Dr. Dilip Shah. Can we please have you at the podium? Sunana, can we get the bouquet, please?
Thank you, Dilip ji.
Namaskar. I think I would like to speak in my language. I have two languages. One is a Nepali and other is a Mathili. But I prefer to speak in a Mathili. And hope I will just try to use the simple words for even somebody who don't know Mathili and understand. So, हमारा नाम दिलीप शाह है. हम खास जनकपुर में हमारा घर से. हम बीएससी और एमएससी जनकपुर से कही. एमएससी बाध्यता जनकपुर में एमएससी नहीं रहे थे टाइम में हमारा काठमांडू मूव कर काठमांडू त्रिभुवन यूनिवर्सिटी में एमएससी करते रही दौरान हमारा एमएससी केमिस्ट्री करते रही. यही दौरान हमारा सेकेंड टाइम में तो एहन रहे कि इंटरनेटो नहीं रहे. कत से एजुकेशन होते लाइब्रेरी जाए वही लाइब्रेरी दौड़ी वही टाइम में पता चल कि बायोकेमिस्ट्री भी वो सब्जेक्ट्स हुई. आप बायोकेमिस्ट्री करता है खोजी तो नेपाल में कतो नहीं मिलती बायोकेमिस्ट्री. तो फिर देख ली कि इंडिया में इंडियन एम्बेसी में गली इंडियन लाइब्रेरी में गली पूछती कि बायोकेमिस्ट्री का तो वही इंडिया में. तब कहल इंडिया में तो बायोकेमिस्ट्री के बहुत ज़्यादा सब्जेक्ट्स है कहाँ अप्लाई करो. फिर अप्लाई का तो करो डायरेक्ट करो तो पैसा न है. फिर इंडियन एम्बेसी में गई. इंडियन एम्बेसी में तो जाइए वो तो होने रही कि एंट्री करना सबसे मुश्किल है. कहनो करके एंट्री करी फॉर्म ले ली. उसके बाद अप्लाई के लिए तरह के बायोकेमिस्ट्री एमबीए करो. कोई टाइम में एमबीए रहे. हम वो एमबीए के फॉर्म भर देली. जब फॉर्म भर के गली इंटरव्यू के लिए कि हम तो जखनते गेट से निकलली तो ये इंडियन एम्बेसी के अगाड़ी देखली बहुते नेता सबके बेटा सबके रिलेटिव सबके. तो हमरा कहे तो के लिए हम कहली फॉर्म भर देली एमबीए के लागी. डू यू नो एनी लीडर. हम कहली नो. देन यू नॉट गेट सिलेक्टेड. हम कहली इट्स फाइन आई हैव अदर अल्टरनेटिव. हम एमएससी केमिस्ट्री करे रहे एमएससी केमिस्ट्री करत रहे. एक दिन एम्बेसी से फोन आवे कि यहाँ के इंटरव्यू के लागी सिलेक्टेड के लिए. इंटरव्यू के सिलेक्टेड के लिए इंटरव्यू दिए चल गई. तो इंटरव्यू में क्वेश्चन हमरा कल व्हाट यू आर डूइंग नेपाल. हम कहले आई एम डूइंग एमएससी केमिस्ट्री. They why you are living MSc chemistry? We have a lot of chemists in Nepal and we don't have any other thing to do except the teaching, and that's not my goal. I want to do something different. And then why you applying for MBA? And I don't have any clue because I just applied because other people are also applying MBA. Then they ask me, oh, you want to do MBA? I think I want to do MBA because everybody wants to do MBA because it looks like this is the innovative subject and it's subjects for the time demand, so I want to do that one. Then there was one guy who was doing a lot of chemistry, so he started to ask the chemistry questions. And fortunately, I asked all, I reply all the answers. And they say, you are so good in chemistry, why you are leaving chemistry? Then he said, okay, do one thing. I will ask you 5 questions. If you answer all, then you will be selected for biochemistry. Because chemistry, and I know you want to do biochemistry, so I will not give you the MBAs, but you will get selected for biochemistry. Because I don't have any, beggar is never chooser, I say okay. Then they ask the questions, I say okay, I reply all the questions, and they say okay, you will be selected for biochemistry. When I come out from the interview hall, all the guys, Nepalese guy who are a big, godfather, they start to ask me, what they asked you? I think they will selected me for the biochemistry. Again they said, do you know anybody? Do you know any leader? I go, no. And then you will not be selected. All these are the political seats. Again I say, okay, I have alternative. I just started continue my MSc chemistry. I was also good in at that one, so I was a top 3 in Hilton University as well. So I said, it's fine. Then after 2-3 months, I got called again from the embassy. And when I reached embassy, they gave me the 2 offer letter, that is the confirmation letter. One for MBA, one hand, other for biochemistry. And I was surprised. Since all the people have something, godfather, and you are the only candidates who don't know about any politicians here. So here is the 2 letter, and select whatever you want to read. Then I went to India, and then I started to do MBA. I do 2-3 days, and I don't like it. I said, no, I'm not born for this subject. So I said, okay. I don't want to be rich, but I want to be something which I want to be. Then I started to do the biochemistry. So this is the way I just, start to do the biochemistry. So, message is, you don't need to know any politicians for what you want to be. It's about your, thought, hardworking, admiration, and focus. So this way I just completed MSc biochemistry. Again after biochemistry I went to Nepal, and first thing I want to get a job in Janakpur. That was the Janakpur Medical College, that is known as the Janki Medical College. And I was surprised they rejected me in 2 minutes. Born in Janakpur, I should have to do something for Janakpur. And that's the reason I just, back from, Delhi, and then first thing I just go into, Janki Medical College, and they reject me, that's a surprise. Then again, they just take a bus and go to the Kathmandu. When I go Kathmandu, because I was not knowing much about, I just go in, one of the friends was living close to the cinema, and I said, let me to go in as, the Kathmandu Medical College. When I went there, I talked to the principal, and he said, okay, take your, appointment later. I don't have any degree right now. I have to go back to Delhi to bring all these degrees. Say, I will give you the tickets. Just take first the, offer letter. So this is the journey I just. So after a few years, I was teaching biochemistry in the Kathmandu Medical College. In a few years, I feel like, I have nothing to teach. Whatever I was knowing, I already taught to all the students. Means I have to go for higher study. I don't have anything new to teach to the students. Again, the question is from where money will come. So again, I try to see the scholarship start to go behind the, all the embassies. And again, luckily I got a, a PhD scholarship in India. So I did my PhD from India in Punjab University as well as PGI Chandigarh. And I completed that one is very much like 3 years, mostly it takes 5 years. So I completed in 3.5 years. And again the question is where should I go? Then luckily I applied 3 or 5 positions for the postdocs, and I got a call from Harvard. So I got a call from Harvard, I got a call from Upstate, I got a call from Cincinnati. And because there is no, Harvard is Harvard, so I talked to the people. Even I was not knowing Harvard is the world-based university. And that could be the reason I got selected. Because when I was doing the interview, I was not knowing about the Harvard. So when, this is the good to, because I have if I was knowing, I am talking to the scientist which is working in the #1 university in the world, I could not answer properly. So I just, I was not knowing, so I have my confidence based upon my PhD work, so I was just fighting with that one. And there were the 2 times I have to say that, should I have to continue my presentation or do you want me to stop? And said, no, you can continue. But it was just like going on for 1.5 hours. And that time I was not knowing like Massachusetts General Hospital, and that is the MGH, I was not knowing because this is my, I work like that way. If I have to buy a car, once I buy a car, then I start to read about the car. I am that kind of guy, I learn all those things. When I buy a motorbike, I just buy a motorbike, then learn and try to learn about what is the best motorbike. So that is the So when now I come to the USA, now I know about all the university, what is ranking, what are all like when you select the Harvard or select the university, what things you have to see. You don't have to see the Harvard. You have to see where you are going in Harvard. Who is your mentor? These are very, very important things. Now I come to know because of my experience working in a different university or different, mentor. Because mentor makes the, like postdocs to scientists or scientists to, principal scientists. Because like thousands or millions of postdocs are coming here. Out of like only 0.1% got, principal scientist. So successful rate is very, very low, and there is a big competition. So when you are selecting, you have to select the right guy, and you have to see the guy is not that big, or they have like thousands of publications, thousands of awards, or thousands of something.
Very
You have to see how many scientists this guy has made.
Life story to share.
If somebody made a scientist, means you have a chance to get it a scientist. So these are the things when you are selecting university or mentor, you have to take that thing. Even for summer training or somewhere where you are going when you are young, just try to see what you get from this training, and on the basis of that, just try to select. And we are always there. Now when I come, I remember I think I came in 2011. I was struggling to buy a tea mug or tea cup, because I was not able to find a community, so I can go in an Indian grocery and just buy everything, Now we have a Facebook, so everybody is connected. I feel like, people are, Madesi community are getting even a job, or Nepali community are even getting a job before landing to USA. So now our network is so strong. And this is the the beautiness of all these, the community, whatever it is, the Madesi community or Nepali community or other things. We are united, and now we are solving our problem by ourselves. And that is the strength of our humanity, So, that's why I want you, everybody, just try to get some time. I know everybody is busy, and this is our last goal, If you have okay, nothing to do, and then something is doing our organization, okay, let's go and we'll just, okay, that's fine, but just try to, come and just, contribute whatever you can be, Because this is not for us, this is for our kids. So, even I see here, I know, for me, I try, whenever I will go, I have a big train, So whenever I go, my wife will be there, my kids will be there. Even for anything I am doing. So, I mean, it's not necessary because, but try to, this is for our kids. This is for upcoming kids. Because I know we cannot enjoy because we born in Nepal, we enjoy, I mean, we still need, environments, whatever we have, every year we go to the beach or something. But we still see the beautiness of Nepal, we are missing the mountains, we are missing, all these things, beautiful things. So, but for our kids here, just try to, just say like what is our community. Try to, teach them our own language. At least if our kids will know our language, at least we are safe for 50 years. So, just try to, help them to learn. And as a kids, for me, everybody want their kids to speak English better than that. Like, everybody have their dream. But trust me, if you are teaching English to your kids, you are spoiling their, because I see here so many, because, I'm not a good teacher to teach English. I'm a good to teach my own language to my kids. And rest of the things, like my second kids, we never speak with her in English. But she speaks better than anybody in my family. And, so I believe like my goal is, I just, pick messages, try to teach our own language to our kids. This is the way we'll be connected to the, society or things. And regarding any kind of, now, ANTA or Nepali community is so big in USA and also the educated. Now the educated peoples are coming to USA for a study, they are trying to settle or finding a job. So we have a manpower here to help upcoming kids. So anything or we can make a forum like, education wing or something, job wing or something, if somebody need a help, somebody want to get a training or, somebody needs some kind of, suggestions, then we'll be there. So, this is our community and please help this community to grow. Thank you.
That was such a great
Thank you
inspirational
so much.
story
Oh,
shared
to
by
hear
our
from a fellow
Delhi Ji.
academia people is amazing because ma'am have seen me fussing about how awful my postdoctoral fellowship is going. And you're talking about biochemistry, so just a little story to tell you. My major is neuroscience, and still when somebody asks me, "Chhodile ke gardaisa ani neuroscience ke bhane ke ho? Thaha chaina tele ke garcha jesuri garoस्." So that's the kind of comment I get still from Nepal. So I totally agree what is biochemistry was like back then. So thank you for your words. So I would like to call upon the podium our very well celebrated, he do not need any of the introduction, our Mithila art, like he has done world tour on Mithila art and everything. So I would like to call upon the podium Mr. Ajit Shah. Please can we have you on the podium? Sunaina, can you please hand over the flower quickly to Mr. Shah? Can we have a big round of applause, please? Okay. Just a few words. Thank you.
Thank you so much. म चाहिँ नेपालीमै बोल्न चाहन्छु किनभने मेरो इङ्ग्लिस त्यति राम्रो छैन। मेरो नाम अजित कुमार शाह हो। म विगत 35 वर्षदेखि यो मिथिला आर्टको क्षेत्रमा लागेर निरन्तर पनि म गर्दै नै छु त्यो काम। अनि सर्वप्रथम म धन्यवाद दिन चाहन्छु चाहन्छु मिस अपरिता झाजीलाई जुन चाहिँ मलाई अस्ति भर्खरै एउटा आर्ट एक्जिबिसन चाहिँ हाम्रो वेबबाटै गऱ्यौँ जुन चाहिँ एकदमै राम्रो भयो मेरो सेल्स पनि भयो त्यसबाट मेरो प्रमोसन पनि भयो अनि मलाई गर्व लाग्छ कि म जनकपुरमा जन्मेँ मिथिलामा जन्मेँ र मिथिला चिनाउनलाई म यो देश विदेश जहाँ पनि गएँ अनि यहाँ आएर अहिले म अमेरिकामा आएर पनि म आर्टकै काम गर्छु र म एकदमै खुसी छु कि आज मलाई उहाँले यसमा अब मेरो दुई चारवटा आर्टलाई पनि म राख्न लागेको छु आफ्नो प्रमोसन गर्नको लागि पनि म एकदमै आभारी छु एन्टाप्रति अनि आगामी दिनमा पनि हामी मिलेर अझै पनि कार्यक्रमहरू गर्छौँ होला।
Thank you, Pankaj ji,
सादर नमन
for being with us here in ANTA AGM.
Thank you so much. Sir. Thank you so much. Now I would like to call upon our chairperson, president, Mrs. Aparajita Jha, Mishra Jha over here so he can felicitate some of our ANTA's members, please.
So much. It seems like a wedding house back home when बियाह होइ छै सबके दूर दूर से relatives सब आबै छथिन set forth. Thank you so much to my amazing friend Prabha and Ron Sitola sir. You have been there in toughest times, some of the lowest points I would say. You guys have lifted me up. And thank you so much. Jaimandaji, coming from California means a lot to us. All those people like our advisors, Sushilji, Mridulaji, people have come from far and wide. It tells me one thing time and again, that if your intentions are right, if you're diligent, if you choose your people, you believe what you do, the result is this amazing. Thank you so much. I would take a couple of more minutes to explain why we are here. It's very important to know when people get invitation, people say that yes, I'm coming. Sometimes they are told to come by friends. Sometimes they have checked the website. Sometimes they have seen the work. But it's very important for us to know why we are here. Many years ago, 2010, I went to ANTA convention. My husband, who is a proud Nepali, gold medalist from Nepal. At that time, it was rare to meet a Nepal topper from Thakuram campus. And I did not get chance to see Nepal so well. Right after marriage, I packed up my bag, took Nepali citizenship, flew to Tokyo, and I didn't get to meet Nepalis there, but then came to USA. I had a lot of Indian friends naturally because I was born on Indian border, neighboring to Nepal. But 2010 I went to an ANTA convention. Something was missing in that event, which I can tell you now. Lot of formalities, lot of speeches. Women were not in picture at all. I saw women were sitting and, they didn't have any chance to speak at all. And I exchanged a lot of phone numbers at that time, and I told her, babe, that this seems like, the life was missing in it. And then basically we were invited, we went, enjoyed and came back, and thus I cut off and we got cut off from ANTA, and then interest got rekindled because of the gentlemen. Two of them are standing, Manish Singh and Randhir Sharma. Raise your hand. These two people brought me in. These are the reasons why I'm in ANTA, that too actively. They came to my house, requested to be active. I don't know what they saw in me. At that time, I reluctantly joined, and thus on, and journey started. So when I had to lead this, I was very clear about what I'm going to do and what this event is meaning to me today. I wanted hierarchical, appeasement, lobbying, sexism, inequality to be gone. I wanted everyone to know that this community needs upliftment. I hear a lot of PhDs from Tarai, but then what is the connection? I get calls from gas station that I'm a BTech from Punjab University and I'm pumping gas. One of the civil engineers called Randhir, Namrata, they're helping the gentleman find a job. Then what are we doing in this organization? We say integration, empowerment, and what is that, the third one? I forgot. Identity. And the fundamental of those words, the meaning, core essence was missing. If I have to find a job for that fellow, BTech from Punjab University, pumping the gas. What a sheer waste of his talent. I'm not saying pumping gas is bad. If that feeds your family, you should do. Then you should go to community college also, enhance your degree, come into mainstream thing. But what I'm telling you, I found that disconnect in ANTA. Lot of preachings, lot of big speeches, and I said, this is not what I will be doing. And secondly, getting rid of that mindset that I own it. This is my own. I'm the Aparajita, the president. No, I'm as much invested as you yourself invested in your own mission, that to salvage your whatever identity is lost somewhere. Nobody has taken any identity away from you. Your identity is you, written on your face, in your demeanor, in your work. Nobody has taken. Empowerment, who will empower you? You yourself have to empower yourself. And integration, you have to add, Karki sir said, that you have to go in the county level, you have to do bigger things. How can you help Nepal? Your kids don't have that much interest in ANTA because they don't see the connection of ANTA with the actual actionable items, what people are to be engaged with. So हमरा ई कहा में कोनो अतिशयोक्ति नहीं लागे है कि एंटा के जते पास्ट के कर्ता धर्ता सब छलखिन उनका सबसे कतो न कतो चूक भेल छे. Lot of talent we have wasted over the time. They did not come, and I'm so happy to say when Dr. Dilip Sir speaks from this podium, it means so much, and I would like to have a round of applause for him. When Namrata Rao speaks from this podium, it means a lot. Round of applause for her. When Sunena Chaudhary speaks, that means a lot for the women of Tarai. Give a round of applause. She is from AIT, and AIT is one of the fewest universities known for the top MBA program. Can you stand up, Sunena? Don't think it's ordinary journey. A girl from Tarai, educated in Kathmandu. One can say, hey, Kathmandu is a big city, you have training centers, you can get educated, go to AIT. No, that's not that easy. I am so proud, Sunena, that you stuck in my thick and thin. Thank you so much. My journey, Ruby Dev, she had just delivered a baby. Up till the day of her delivery, she worked for ANTA, and a round of applause for Ruby Dev. She is our CTO, Chief Technology Officer. Where would you get a CTO like her? Round of for Randhir, Manish, Ashokanand, Prabhat Jha, he got married, but he's still managing ANTA business in Janakpur. Toleshwar Chaudhary, Shiv Mishra, where is my list? The biggest support, the humblest guy, the very most humble guy, Dheeraj Chaudhary, you have to stand and take appreciation. Mridula, she's time and again, nobody would believe in you. All those brochures don't mean anything. So I would say that I'm missing a lot of names, I shouldn't be missing. Ashokanand ji apne WhatsApp ke debe, ek khol ka who are the members in our committee. Santosh Saji, look at that guy, he is from our own tax audit person and our own treasurer. Mukesh Karanji, can you please stand up? We don't have millions of dollars, we have just few $1,000, but he's been managing money very well, because Nepal, when we send money, we are very much aware of two-term treasurer. So as Karki sir has said, we have to depart and let the new leaders come. And this is the annual general meeting. We would like to take, no, before that, Randhir Sharma ji, thank you, Shiv Mishra ji, thank you, Prabhat Jha, thank you, Dheeraj ji, thank you, I'm seeing the website. Santosh, I already thanked him, Manish, Sunan. Okay, Deepak Yadav, our Midwest chapter president, thank you, he never attended any meeting, not fair. Basant Chaudhary ji, I must tell, he is Kansas Missouri chapter president, amazing fellow. He is full-time student, yet working for ANTA. Basically, under his leadership, we raised around $5,000 in a span of 2 weeks' time to save a guy called Rajesh Yadav, who is almost, at the brink of, no treatment in Nepal. A young 24-year-old guy, we raised him. So thank you, Basantji, for doing what you are supposed to be doing as a fellow Taraian. Our own Shyamli Saab, she is the California chapter president. When we talk about empowerment, I heard so much. Women empowerment, and women coming to presenting women committee report. Are we only limited to a report? Go and check Shyamli Saab, who is the president of California chapter. She is the biggest champion of all the work we do for our culture, for women, related centric matters, although you don't see her too much because she's a businesswoman, she runs her enterprise, she is not to be seen. Jairam Mandal, very soft guy, not regular in the meeting, but yes, we are thanking him for his contribution because of his immense honesty which he has maintained in thick and thin of our committee. Toleshwar Prasad Chaudhary ji, where are you? Where you are? Okay. Can we have a round of applause? He is a staff guy and he has run amazing mathematics related program, and I can tell you when we have to empower our children, what Dilip ji said, he had a lot of hardship finding the right program for him to sign up. He basically brought all the academicians, mostly from math field and stats field, and being the joint secretary, you are doing phenomenal job. Abdul Mazid Bhai, I have yet to connect with him. I don't see him very active in the committee, but he's learning and hoping that he'll be in active and working future committee. And Dinesh Mandalji, where are you, Dinesh ji? Our newest discovery, a big round of applause for him, not a minor one, the big one. He is our newest finding, I would say, कि खदान से हीरा निकल छथिन. He is a brilliant mind. He has MTech from Delhi Engineering College, a very prestigious college, and he is been working on amending some portions of our bylaws, how to make it inclusive bylaws, and then Rakesh Yadav ji, he is also a Central Executive Committee member. If you are listening to me, Rakesh ji, Thank you so much. You have joined late, but I know you are seeing us work and you are learning things from us that how to, navigate the journey. Okay. So we are here. Why are we here? I mean, it's, people, those who are feeling bored, this is a non-profit. Non-profit, the basic fundamental essence in non-profit is to give back to the community. Seva. There's no more accolades than aha ki chapan community ke daur rahal chi. If you don't have to give anything back to the community, don't join ANTA. There's no mala pahira ke ceremony chhe, kono aha ke political parties affiliation nahi chhe. I'm going to Nepal in less than 10 days. I'm not meeting any politician there. That's not my place. I'm going to just enjoy the country. I'll stay there. So those things we have to get rid of. This annual meeting, you are here because you want to give back. Some of them are very actively giving back. Some of them are subtly giving back to the community. We are empowering each other by not talking. We are basically empowering by our action. So thank you so much. And I can go on for hours. My problem is to stop. So with two, three things. Hari Bhandari sir is on his way. Thank you, Jaimandal ji, Karki sir for approaching him. But meanwhile, we have some elderly folks from Nepal, and they should feel that it is so important for them to be in our lives. I would like to invite Ashokanand ji with his parents. Kindly come here. We would like to meet them. And Dinesh ji and Chanda and Chanda's mom, can you please come over here? There's no, thank you. It is with me, Lola. भाषण नहीं दे पाते
That's the good. That's the spirit. Yeah.
Two line. Two line. Yeah, this is called women empowerment.
बहुत अच्छा लगे, बहुत बढ़िया लगे।
और किस कहियो ना नहीं अपने सब की किस कह के नहीं रुको
धन्यवाद। मैं एंटा के प्रोग्राम में सब बोलने का मौका देंगे, इसके लिए आयोजक वर्कर हमारी तरफ से धन्यवाद। हम नेपाल से सप्तरी जिला राजगढ़ से और हम लगभग का आयोजन चिंता में अशोकानंद भी इनमें सहभागी सके। धन्यवाद।
आपने नेपाल में कतर से आहा के नहीं है करता ये सासू
भी ब्रांच में वाले कही है। हाँ सासू भी वहाँ के हमरा राजगिरार हम अशोकानंद के मम्मी थी। सब अहाँ सब इंडिया नेपाल मिल के जे करे छे प्रोग्राम बहुत नीक छै। कतौ भी अपना आदमी सबके चिन्हलिए प्रोग्राम राखलिए ताहि विषय में बहुत खुशी लागले हमरा। नेपाल इंडिया साहेब के अमेरिका में एहन प्रोग्राम बनेलिए ओहिके लिए बहुत खुशी लागले। खुशियों में खुशी लागले अपन सब प्रोग्राम बनेलिए संबंधित राखलिए कहि के से लैके सब कुछ खुशी लागले। से खुशी लागले फर्स्टे बेर हम आयल छियै एहि बेर। हमरा एकटा नातनी भेलैया खुशी में 10 साल ब्याह भेलै 5 साल 5म साल में आसिन 7 गते भेलै हम सब एहिसँ पहिने आबैके अथी राखलिए तऽ ओ वायरस के लाका नहीं भेलै की दोसर तरफ फेर राखलिए तऽ एहिमे दए देलकै हमरा आबैके लेल सलाह तऽ हम नतनी के लए कऽ एतेक खुशी छी जे बहुत हमरा खुशी लागल कहि कऽ आबैके मौका मिलल अमेरिका देखलहुँ बहुत नीक ठाम यऽ सुनैत रहू आब देखलहुँ खुशी हम तक खुशी भेलिए तो उदा और खुशी
Yeah, we can see from his face. So.
हम खुशी भेलिए सबसे बेसी तो लड़का हेबे करतै ना ये सब के राधे राधे
It's her birthday. Can I request everybody to wish her the birthday?
That's a good celebration though, by the way.
वृंदावन आगरा बहुत इंडिया बहुत ठाम हम घूमल छी की जाकर राधे राधे के सब काम कहै छी राधे राधे सब कोई कहबै राधे जी कृष्ण भगवान के प्यारी छियै राधे राधे हरेक चीज में हम सब कहै छी कृष्ण भगवान के आनंद आबै छै कृष्ण भगवान का अनेक छै भगवान संसार में भगवान नहीं रहते तो संसार चलबे नहीं करती तै पर भी राधा के नाम अनेक छे तो तै ला के हरेक बात में राधे राधे कहलू राधे रानी के कृष्ण भगवान के भानु दुलारी ओकर भानु के बेटी थी राधा तै ला के राधे राधे के सप्तमी छी हम सब राधे राधे कोई राम के भक्त रही छै कोई ओम के भक्त रही छै राधे राधे
Thank you, everyone. Somebody asked, whether I was happy or not. To be father of the daughter, and I was like, speechless for a moment. Honestly, you play a lot of tricks, you play a lot of games, with your wife, with your families on that front. We also did, but at any moment in that 9-month journey, it was a little bit short, she was born like 3 weeks early, but still it was somewhere like 8 months and a half kind of thing. We never had that moment, we never had any, any difference in thought, we knew to wait, but we were too excited to know about the gender because we wanted to prepare, and ahead of time. And I was like, too excited, right when we knew that we are going to have our daughter, Maybe I don't know if what would be my excitement level when I would have a son, but I can say for sure that it would be more different than when I knew I had a daughter. And we chose, we chose to welcome her in the best way possible. And at this time, I would like to thank you all for, celebrating my mom's birthday. It means a lot to me, and they are part of what I am. For some reason people say, how are you going to influence somebody? How are you going to empower somebody? And our ma'am, when she was saying, she said that it comes within. So whatever is in me, whatever comes within me, is from my parents. म भित्र जे छ मेरो जे सोच छ म जे समाजलाई दिन चाहन्छु त्यो आको मेरो प्यारेन्ट्सबाट हो my parents used to go to school college in shorts he didn't have sleepers kind of thing so he's from that background that type of financial situation but he has raised us we are 4 brothers he has raised us in such a way that I'm a proud banker here in the US and same goes for my brothers my second one is MBA third one is hotel management and the last one, the fourth one, he's a civil engineer. So it feels so proud to me. And I've learned from my parents, from the society that I belong to, that you have to do something for the society, no matter what you have. Anybody, I believe, has something to do for the society. So, I'm on that path, and then, regardless, nothing to talk about the team that you are a part of. It's such a team that always empowers, that always encourages me, to do something. So, I really feel so uplifted to be part of this team and be able to do something for the society. Thank you so much.
May I call upon to this part of the room, Dinesh Mandarji and Chandaji. As I said, we have recently found a gem, and the gentleman has done fabulous work in the span of last 6 months, and he has taken ANTA to a different height. Thank you so much, Dineshji. And his beautiful wife, very soft-spoken Chandaji, who is yet to understand what we do in ANTA. She has some questions. So hopefully after this event, she has more clarity, Chandaji, what we do in ANTA. And I think I see a very strong woman in your mom, and I like that part of her. And it is our honor to see our parents here in the event. I would like to hear something from you.
हम इंडिया से छी इंडिया से नेपाल में थी अखन इंडिया से आयल छी नेपाल से बदरपुर में छी सब बच्चा बुच्ची सब बहुत शिक्षित यऽ सबके पढ़ा लिखा के सबके शिक्षित केने छी हमर फैमिली सब एहिठाम यऽ 4टा बच्चा हमर एहिठाम यऽ सब फैमिली एक बच्चा हमर इंडिया में है हाँ बेटी छथिन हाँ हाँ 2 लड़का 2 लड़की हमरा एहिठाम यऽ एकटा इंडिया में एकटा उदगिरी में 2टा एलडी में एकटा दुनिया में नमस्ते सबैजनालाई मेरो नाम चन्दा हो चन्दा मण्डल यो प्रोग्राम के जरिया से हमरा बहुत बढ़िया लागल हमहूँ ज्वाइन होइले चाहे छी हमरा बहुत बढ़िया लागल सब चीज में जे लास्ट मंथ में मे बी दिवाली के फंक्शन भेलो वो में बहुत अच्छा लागल और ये जे करलो हन इहो में बहुत अच्छा लागल मे बी हम ज्वाइन करे चाहे छी कि एंटा में हमहूँ ज्वाइन भए सकी बहुत अच्छा लागल थैंक यू सो मच
I think there is some slot reserved for me to give one brief speech. So I don't know whether I should mention over here or I should reserve the time for later on. But at least if I have to tell about myself, I am from Lahore, Sirha. And as part of the governmental job of my father, I had extensively traveled Nepal, stayed for long at various districts, various places, and have been into multiple schools and colleges. So I have a very range of experience across Nepal. And then right after my college graduation, I've been to India
And that was all accidental because there was one, so long back in 2004, there was Maoist insurgency in Nepal, and there was a lockdown almost for 3 months. So we thought, what shall we do? So what we did, we sneakily just passed to the bordering India, and then we thought that there was some walking going on for the job. So we took a train from Gorakhpur to Gorakhpur from Sonoli, and we just requested the person that we are from Nepal, we are about to pass, we are in the final year, and if you allow us, we can take an interview over here. They said, okay, that should be fine, but you have to wait for the last term. So what we did, I remember it was a time of almost like June and July, very scorching summer. So I was there, and there was one more friend, he was from Palma. So 2 of us just waited over there. He first got the turn, and then last one was my turn. The walking was being conducted for past 3 days. They had interviewed almost 120 candidates. I was interviewed at the last, and fortunately I was selected. And since then my journey started, and I went to India right after my college graduation, and I was almost there for 15 years. And with my 15 years of journey in India, in 2019, we all immigrated to US. First I stayed in California, Bay Area, and due to this COVID, came back to Virginia. We stayed here for almost a year. Then eventually, as part of job, I relocated to Harrisburg, capital area, and we have been happily living over there. And during that process only, I was trying to just break out from the room, the Zoom meeting, the Teams meeting, and got a chance to get introduced into ANTA to several programs, and then she requested me that if I can be part of it, and I happily accepted that opportunity. And then since then, the journey has been phenomenal. Probably in the later part of his speech, when I'm asked to share my experience, probably I will mention about those points. But this is what briefly I can say. And then, of course, one thing I would like to thank ANTA and your idea of making the parents over there. Right? So, of course, they are the real baton holders. Right? This is what our topic. Right? So, someone should pass on. She is here. I am here. Right? So, you know how the baton has been passed.
So the baton has passed to the powerful women, and the baton has passed to the newer generation. So we have a very exciting afternoon ahead of us. I know all of you are looking forward for the lunch break, and especially Karki sir. He is very patiently hearing us, and I'm not going to keep you, seated for that long. Even we need a break. And yes, so the thing is, I'm going to honor Auntie for coming to ANTA event. अपने एलो ओइके लेल हम दिल से अपने के धन्यवाद करै छी, क्योंकि अहाँ सब नहीं छलौ त हम सब एठाम नहीं पहुंच सकै छलिए। ओइके लेल अपने सब के बहुत धन्यवाद। जिनकर पेरेंट्स अपने सब घर में छोड़ के एलो हैं, think again next time, bring your children, bring your parents, in-laws. In this case, she is Dinesh's mother-in-law, so that's also credit goes to you. You are very inclusive. So I think we have a lot of guests still on our way. Harry Bhandari sir is on his way, but he will speak after lunch. And before we go out for a break, I would like Sulena to come and say something. But thank you so much. So many of you are still coming. I'm expecting 30, 40 more people to be joining from far and wide. And this unity, this strength, the enabling crowd, we are thanking. And I forgot our own very Simishka ji, Senior Vice President. Can you stand up? Can we have a round of applause for him? There is no hierarchical system in my committee. If you are only a CEC member and has talent and you would like to contribute, you become the president. So Shiv Mishra ji is the president. You don't have to wait till resignation, death and removal to grab the power. You are president. So is my Namrata. The silly part is, you can make a fake death certificate too. You just say that someone died and I become the senior vice president and I am the president. No, you can do that. So we have to shed that kind of mentality, power grab, opportunistic, those mindset. I'm no one after 4 months. I will not be the president of ANTA. And I still believe in me that if you call me, I'll come and help in any capacity going forward. Over to you, to one of the most hardworking committee members, Sumena.
Hi everyone. So I'm not giving any speech because we've already had that. Because we have come together as a family, we have one of our special, CEC member's wife, Abhilasha Thakur's birthday today. And I wanted to celebrate the birthday together with the family. Abhilasha, please come here. So she's wife of Randhir Sharma, who is our international vice president of ANTA. And they are very, very cute looking couple. They just had a baby daughter too. So wanted to have that momentum going on. Happy birthday, Abhilasha. So can all of us sing a birthday song for her, please? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Abhilasha. Happy birthday to you. Many, many happy returns of the day.
Return gift is that you take ANTA's membership. You haven't taken it.
That's a very good call out.
Live Abhilasha saw most tumultuous times while I became president. Things were going up and down. She must have heard Randhir ji complaining about the stress, the bad emails thrown on our face, and if you were demotivated about ANTA, I must assure that we are seeing a full-blown sun over us, bright, sunny, and good journeys ahead.
Yeah.
Thank you, Abhilasha.
She should be involved more in it.
The mic should, this mic should.
I think she should be more involved in ANTA. That's what I feel.
So, see, this is the less talking we have to encourage in ANTA, that you don't stick to the podium and lecture. I like about Randhir Sharma. And we have a couple of few speakers. Sorry, I am just because I can't resist giving them this mic for a second. This is not a formal.
Actually, I want to speak something. I brought like a USB for PowerPoint presentation, right? But unfortunately, I see there is a lot of works which is prepared by General Secretary or someone, but I didn't see any slideshow is going on. So it is unfortunate that we have a screen and everything, and still we didn't see anything. But it's not, it's coming. Light is a problem also. हमारे घर भेल सिसौर सरलाही जिला बैक होम स्कूलिंग राजविराज से भेल 20 साल काज करूँ नेपाल पुलिस में एज ए इंजीनियर सिविल इंजीनियर आई डिड इंजीनियरिंग फ्रॉम भोपाल उसके बाद जर्नी भेले नेपाल पुलिस में 1991 से 2010 तक रिटायर करूँ एज डॉक्टर कार्की सेड दैट क्या रिटायर but But I already took a retirement, but still I started a new journey here, and probably I will take a retirement after 10 years more. So there will be 2 retirements for me. So that is the one journey. My both kids, एक दूटा बच्चा छे, wife mother Satin, we always go together like Dr. Shah. Where is Dr. Shah? Dilip Shahji, I just want to mention that your university is also today, right? So happy anniversary to them. You give them a big round. That is congratulations, 10th anniversary. So he is mentioning that go wherever you want to go with your family. Connect. If you are not going with family, how will you connect? ANTA 2011 साल में हम ज्वाइन कर रहे ANTA. I was so very much optimistic on that time that this forum will do something. But 2012 के बाद हम पूरा inactive हो गए because there was a power grab, lot of politics. Some of the friends who spent a lot of time back in Nepal even don't want to handshake to me here. They are thinking that I have to expect a lot and to become that level. But fortunately, I grow very fast here. I have my own company which is doing like a lot of construction, maybe like 200-300 buildings I build here. So that level, if you have something, you can grab it. Aparajita ji bring me in ANTA. Here is things. If you don't need anything, then you don't need any power. Power means what? For doing something, why you need a power? Do it yourself. And if that if your work is going to be validated by others, we don't need any political thing. Aparajita was telling that why we are here. But if I wish I could show my slideshow, but I make that where we are, why we need a validation from back home political party, why we need a president, why we cannot do something better, something do on the ground level. Namrata, Sunena is my friend daughter who is उसका father Kamal Chaudhary, वहाँ साथ पढ़े, उसकी बेटी मेरे साथ अभी ANTA में है और ANTA को लीड करने की पोजीशन में. So I like that way the new generation to come up front, do something. मेरे दोस्त की बेटी यहाँ आ गई और हमसे मिली. मैं बैक होम कभी मिला नहीं मुझसे, लेकिन we make each other together, right? तो एक फीलिंग है कि अंदर से आना चाहिए कि आप क्या करना चाहते हैं. Sorry, if I'm putting Hindi words, that's because we speak Hindi in home. We don't. So Shitola ji, Karki ji, Prabha ji, त्यसको लागि म 20 साल नेपालमा जर्नी गरेछु, 68 वटा जिल्ला घुमिसके नेपालमा, 68 during my work. So 7 वटा जिल्ला मात्रै बाँकी थियो. सायद म अझ 2-3 वर्ष कार्य गरेको भए त्यो पनि घुम्थ्यो होला. त्यसकारण हिस्ट्री मा जान्न अब हामीले केही गर्नुपर्छ. नयाँ जेनेरेसन अब अरविंद जी देखे बैठे पीछे बैठे हैं, है ना? I like this guy. How we will get connected? How I will get connected? Never. अरविंद जी 10 साल साथ न्यू जर्सी रहते हैं, हमने कभी उनसे मुलाकात नहीं हुआ. आप प्रजापति की लाइफ और डीसी में आप फंक्शन किए. You choose the DC that you get more crowd here, right? Unfortunately, we have enough crowd, but some of the people who got test COVID, that's why 10-15 people are not able to join. But still, we have enough testing. Good numbers. So, आपको validation, we didn't need any validation. Validation के चक्कर में मत रहिए. कुछ अच्छा काम कीजिए. अब मैं ये बोला कि न्यू जनरेशन को कैसे लाया जाए, तो अब उसका डिस्कशन होगा कि अब बाद में हम लोग डिस्कशन पोस्ट लंच में डिस्कशन होगा. लेकिन न्यू जनरेशन को जब तक नहीं लाएगा ये इंक्लूसिव नहीं होगा. न्यू जनरेशन आना ही पड़ेगा. विदाउट we will support from back whatever needed, but रणधीर जी को मैं अभी बता रहा था कि आप लोगों का बच्चा है, समय नहीं मिलता है, you don't have time, तो फील होता है कि क्यों हम इसमें इन्वॉल्व हुए, मेरा समय क्यों. लेकिन जब तक आप 1 घंटा नहीं दीजिएगा तब तो कैसे कनेक्टिविटी हो. लेकिन इसको अपराजिता जी लाई इसलिए कि हम लोग एक दूसरे से कनेक्ट हुए. जब तक कनेक्ट नहीं होंगे कोई भी इंस्टीट्यूशन नहीं चल सकता. तो इंस्टीट्यूशन को चलाने के लिए कनेक्टिविटी जरूर है. और मे बी आई एम लिविंग अर्ली to prepare the evening dinner for you guys. So please join. We will not get invited in my home. So there will be a dinner and drinks in my home. Please come and join and enjoy. And there will be dance also.
So one thing I must let you all know, when the hospitality comes, no one does it better than our own Susilji. So I look forward to that evening. Before we wrap up this first session, I would like to honor our chief guest with a piece of a token of gratitude. So over here, sir. And I would like my husband, who wants to run away from ANTA, but yeah, he is waiting for my retirement. So, Arvind Jha. What a beautiful moment. I see my husband here. Otherwise, now you will not be seeing him anymore. He'll be helping me with something else. So thank you so much. Would you like to say a word? And then Shiv Mishra ji, post lunch there are some powerful speakers coming. Those who are passionate. This gentleman has recently been the advocate for the COVID vaccines to Nepal, and he silently works for Seva as the chapter president of Ohio, and he is now in ANTA. So the concept of giving will be discussed further in the second segment, how the youth, how the Seva concept giving back to the community, and that eventually will take care of hierarchical mess, grab, opportunity, opportunist, all those things which we see so much of prevalence in any non-profit organization from Nepal you see, that will be gone. With that kind of excitement, post-lunch, don't go. We have a lot of families coming. I would like Arvind Jha to speak a few words.
I don't have any words to say. To be honest with you, Karki sir speech was, I must say, really one of the best speeches I have heard. And it was very enlightening. So thank you, Karki sir. So I'm not going to add much, and thank you to Shikola sir as well. I mean, he was very enlightening as well. The bottom line, what he said, we are the first generation, but let's get involved in the local politics here. Let's start influencing the political process. At the end of the day, I think Amrita also said, at the end of the day, we are brown here. Just remember that. So we have to protect our rights. Thank you very much.
I just want to say thank you very much. And I want to tell you about my Tarai connection. My Kuldevta is from Janakpur. So we go to Karki's, we go to Kuldevta in Janakpur. And my Sani Fufu auntie, who is the oldest politician in Nepal, deputy mayor in Birganj. She's 92-year-old. She speaks flawless Bhojpuri. So I could, when I speak Bhojpuri and Maithili, I can grasp a little bit words because I'm used to my Sano Fufu. So I have my real connection with Birganj and Janakpur. Thank you very much.
With that, let's wrap up the morning session and grab a bite. We have lunch served at the back of the room, and let's get back here by 1:30 so we can start our afternoon session. Yeah. Let's start at 2. We'll speak after.
Alright, so that's how our entire GM 2021 first session ended. We will start again live on the second session after 30 minutes. Thank you so much for watching, everyone, and thank you so much.